Today, we're going to be taking a look at a SQL coding question that is asked at Snapchat data analytics or data scientist interviews. Let's jump on my computer and let's solve it together. All right, so let's take a look at this query over here. It said this is problem 25 and ask the data science interview. Assume that you're given a table of information on Snapchat users, including their ages and times spent sending and opening snaps. Okay, write a query to obtain a breakdown of the time spent sending versus opening snaps as a percentage of the total time spent on these activities, grouped by age group. So let's put that over here as a comment. Round the percentage to 2 decimal places in the LK. So notes, and they have the calculations over here. So we'll just put these into comments too. We'll just grab those over here. And then it says to avoid interval division and percentages multiply by 100, not 100. So that's our activities table. So that's right there. And then we also have an age breakdown table, which that's over there. So the first thing that we're going to have to try to do is sum up the time spent. And we need to filter it pretty much by open and then also send, because we're not going to be using chat at all. And then doing some division over there, which doesn't sound too bad. And then what we're also going to have to do is join this table, and that way we have the different age buckets. This is actually pretty similar to an interview question I had before. So this shouldn't be too bad. Let's put this in over here. And I did not interview at Snapchat. It's another company. So let's start first by figuring out this time spent. So what I'm going to do is do a select statement over here. And what we're going to do as well is well, let's do a case statement, right? So case when, and what we're going to do is activity type equals open, like this. Then time spent, else 0, and then end. And then what I'm going to do is have a sum around the outside of that. And then we'll put this as, and then we're going to say this is open time. Okay, comment this out. We're going to copy all of that over here and go to the second line. Now we're going to do this as send time. Send time, and then this needs to be send, and then what we're just going to do is have this that, and we're going to grab activities from activities. And I know we still have to join over here with the age breakdown and everything like that, but I always like making sure that our first part of the query is correct. So if we run this specific code, you can see that it says open time. The sum of this is 14 and spend time is 23.65, which is great. Up next, we're going to join over this additional table. So we are going to join age breakdown, and I'm going to name this one as AB. I'm going to name this one over here as A. So we're going to join AB on AB dot, and taking a look over here, we have an activity ID that is in both of these. No, we do not. Sorry, it's a user ID that is in both of these. You can see user ID right there, and then user ID. So we can grab that over here. Equals that a. Just grab this user ID again. Great. So now we have these age groups in here, and what we can do is put the age groups in here specifically, which is the age bucket. We'll put this over here. And since we've added that in here, we're going to have to do a group by. So let's add that at the very end. So group by age bucket, and age bucket was an AB. I always just like putting this over here just to make sure everything lines up with the table. Oops, right there. And then just to make this a little cleaner when you read it, syntax wise, I'm going to tab this over like that. And just for me, and then we're going to run this code. And then you can see age bucket 2125, open time, and then send time 2630 and 3135. So that's working great. Let's put this in a with statement. So we're just going to name this over here as with time spent as, open it up, drag all this inside over here, and tab all of that over. And now we're gonna have our query down below. So based off of the example output, we need to have our age bucket first. So what I'm gonna do is select, put age bucket over here, and we're just gonna grab from time spent, and I'm just gonna name this as TS. And just to make sure that this with clause works properly, we're gonna just put over here, let's tab that over, run code, and you can see that these were grabbed. Great. Now we can build out our calculations. So first thing we need to calculate is send. So what we're gonna do is take this number over here. So TS dot send time, and that's gonna be divided by send time once again, plus open time. But we can't run it like this. There's actually a few issues with it. So first issue, what we would have is if we take this and have the statement, this would be divided by send time, and then plus this is the order operations. So what you do first is have it like this, right? And also, this isn't going to give us a percentage. We have to multiply it by 100. So we do 100.00 times this over here. You can see if we run this code, we don't even have the column name, but you can see now that we have our percentages, which is great. So what we need to do next is round this specific side, and we also name this column. So we're going to have this over here. Let's throw this at the end. We'll make it a little bit nicer later. And then let's put round, right? And then let's put that there, and we'll put 2, and then we'll put as, and then send it like this. Then we run this code. You can see it has been rounded, so that looks good there. And then we're just gonna copy this over here. We're gonna go into the next row, and this time we're gonna do open, I believe, right? Yeah, open. So we grab that, we put this open over here, open, and then this time we're gonna set open time. Division here at the bottom, it stays the same, rounding stays the same, multiplying by 100 still stays the same. And then we run this code. You can see that we have our age bucket, 21, 26, 30. We have send, 54, 82, 37, and then open, 45, 17, and 62. Let's run this and submit it. And this should be solved. And you can see it has been accepted. So let's go through this one last time. What we did is we had with over here, this runs first. This is our version of subquerying, and we grabbed the bucket. Then we did this calculation for open time and also send time. So we looked at the activity type on here and then summed up the time spent. If it's not an open, it's going to be 0. That way we get these calculations. And because we have this age bucket over here, we have to do a group by. We join these two tables together on their primary key, which is user ID. And then down below over here, grab the age bucket once again. And then we had this calculation just to do all of this. Hope you learned something new and that you ace your SQL interview. If you did, make sure to subscribe. Also, you should go check out my Twitter coding interview question right here.